in Stroudsburg, it is the Mountain Valley Boys Basketball Final between Pocono Mountain West and Pleasant Valley. Hi everyone, along with Bob Milkby, I'm Bob Capasso. Glad to have you along. Pleasant Valley loses to Lehighton. Lehighton's first league win in a couple of years. The Bears are left for dead, and all of a sudden they regroup. Pocono Mountain West cruising along. PV beats them. We have a ball game, and that's what we have tonight.
And how about that? I mean, Nick Stanovic out. That's about 13 points of this Bears scoring, right? And they beat this West team. This is a powerful West ball club, playing outstanding ball mostly. A lot of weapons on this West team, Bob. Hey, interesting to see what's going to happen tonight.
Pleasant Valley got down 17-3.
Sweet, nutty, crunchy nut.
Got down 17-3 in the semifinal against Stroudsburg and came back. Pocono Mountain West scored the first 16 points against Pocono Mountain East and just ran away with it. PV cannot let that happen against West tonight.
Absolutely not. They don't have the offensive weapons that this West ball club has. They can't come and have a hole dug that deep and get back into the ball game. So the beginning of this game is going to be very, very important.
For the Pocono Mountain West Panthers, John Amoroso just had a monster game amongst several monster games against Pocono Mountain East. He was big, had a great game. Terrell Dixon had a very good first game. Struggled in the second game, has to come up big as he did against Pocono Mountain
Well,
East.
just two of the weapons that they have. Amoroso's been doing it all year, Bob. He's an enzyme. He's a catalyst that gets his ball club going. So effective, aggressive player, hits the glass, can hurt you from the outside. Just good versatility on his part. Dixon lights it up, can hit the perimeter shot. Watch for his dribble penetration.
On the other side, Dre Shivers has stepped in. You mentioned Stanovic out. Dre Shivers has stepped in very nicely and had a big game. It was the first game without Stanovic against Pocono Mountain West. He was getting help on the bench from Stanovic in that one. Selwyn Wright has really picked up the load as well, and he had a very big game as well against the Panthers.
Yeah, Wright will do it for you inside. Very strong inside player. And how about Shivers? Takes up the spot where Stanovic was. Not an easy task, but has lived up to the reputation of coming off the bench. And you'll always look for those step-up players as the season ends, particularly in championship situations.
All right, time for Dr. Bob's board. I don't know if you really mean this on the board, but you're talking about being in a zone.
Yes.
And boy, was Pocono West in a zone in that first half against East.
They are absolutely in a zone, no question about it. But Bob, also, the PV Bears have to be in a zone. Why? I think that's going to be their most effective defense against this powerful offensive West squad. We're going to look at the board and explain why. But first of all, we're going to introduce cheerleaders to help me tonight. Pleasant Valley Bears here, right? Names?
Tiara Smith, Kylie Buetti, Bridget Fitzgerald.
And for the West Panthers, you guys, you outnumber the girl. I mean, come on now. That's not fair, is it? Panthers to help me.
Akil Williams, Jesus Navalli, John Duxworth, Joe Latanzio.
Thanks a lot. The guy can do a flip. He's going to stand on my shoulders later. Not going into that. But let's say in a zone, and what we mean by that, the Bears also in a zone after a big win the other night. I think they have to play a zone defense against this powerful Panther ball club. Why? They have to prevent dribble penetration, first of all, because this Panther ball club, so quick, so strong to go to the glass. Zone will negate that. We're going to look underneath. This guy, Marquise Brown, has to do a job. Zone 2, they're in position for rebounding off the defensive board. Have to rebound strong against a quick and aggressive Panther offense. Also, get down the court in defensive transition. Why? The Panthers like to push it up. They like to get an up-tempo game, so they have to watch it, Bob, not get caught in the backcourt. They've got to get down, set up that defense. But if they're going to negate this powerful offense, I think they have to play in that zone to, so they don't get that dribble penetration that they like to get. And the glass will be so important. They'll have position in that zone.
The other thing that plays into it, they have to keep this game in the 40s, maybe the low 50s, not the 70s.
Exactly. Control tempo of the game. Half-court situation for these Pleasant Valley Bears.
All right, it's Pleasant Valley and Pocono Mountain West for the Mountain Valley Boys Championship. The starting lineup and the opening tap are coming up. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by St. Luke's Sports and Rehabilitation. The physical therapists at St. Luke's are committed to helping patients improve their lives. Whether you're an elite athlete or a weekend warrior, the goal of St. Luke's comprehensive physical therapy and wellness program is to bring you to your optimal health. They give their personal attention to every patient every time and get you back to doing the things you love. Call 570-645-8197 or visit slhn.org to learn more. For the Bears, Dre Shivers starts at the point. The 5'7" senior had a nice game the other day against Stroudsburg. Selwyn Wright, the off guard, the 6'1" senior. And Sean Deckmar gives them great defense, the 6'1" senior. Sekou Jones, the rebounder, inside, a 6'2" junior. And Marquise Brown playing with a high ankle sprain that he suffered in the first half the other night. The 6'5" sophomore, number 00. For the West Panthers, it'll be Quindell Brice, the Mountain Valley Conference MVP, starting at one guard, a 6'4" senior. Eric Vick, the other guard, a 5'7" junior, number 3, and Michael Collins, a 5'11" senior, number 12. Up front, John Amoroso, a 6'2" senior, number 10, and Terrell Dixon, a 6'3" senior, number 25. Right now they are introducing the Mountain Valley All-Stars. We mentioned Quindell Brice, the Mountain Valley Conference most valuable player. What a great year he has had for the Panthers. Some people thought maybe the Panthers would slide back after an awful lot of graduation last year. Well, Quindell Brice made sure they didn't.
They certainly know how to reload, don't they, Coach? Brad Pencil does such a great job. I mean, you never can count these West Panthers out.
So it's West and Pleasant Valley, and before we get going, we go to the third man of our crew tonight, Mark McKeon. Mark?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bob. You know, Pleasant Valley's had a lot of highs and a lot of lows this season. The lowest of the lows, if you will, would have been the loss to Lehighton, where the Indians snapped their own 59-game MVC losing streak by beating the Bears. Well, Pleasant Valley turned around and had their highest point of the year against Pocono Mountain West 3 days later, knocking off the Panthers, handing Pocono Mountain West their only regular season MVC loss this season. Of course, probably the highest point after that had to be on Wednesday night when the Bears erased a 14-point deficit on several occasions, came back to beat Stroudsburg in overtime to put them in this game against Pocono Mountain West. Remember, Pleasant Valley's played West tough both times this season, even though they lost by 13 in the first meeting. They were tied up going into the fourth quarter of that game before West pulled away, and then they beat them the second time. So West has to be a big favorite going in, but don't count out Pleasant Valley. They've had a way to stick with West so far this year, guys. Back to you.
Boy, the ball takes strange bounces in this game of basketball, Bob. Let me tell you, so you don't count anybody out, no matter what it looks like on paper, so to speak. And what a great job Shivers, just talking about filling in for Stanovic. Remember, Nick Stanovic averaging over 13 points a game. You lose that offense and his team leadership out there. Coach Piankowski has done a great job with his Bear Ball Club.
The Panthers are the defending champs, looking to go back-to-back. And they have, except for one night this year, been the dominant team in the Mountain Valley Conference. There you look at Marquise Brown, a high ankle sprain. Maybe he should sprain more ankles. I say that facetiously, but he had 15 points and 11 rebounds in the second half last game Wednesday night against Stroudsburg. Pleasant Valley beat Stroudsburg 48-41 in overtime. Pocono West hammered Pocono Mountain East 77-45 on Wednesday night. Pleasant Valley wears blue, moves right to left. Pocono Mountain West in white will move left to right, and we are underway. Billy McGinley, John Marvin, and Jim Gross are the officials. And the Bears open with the basketball. Here's Selwyn Wright. He stays with his dribble on the floor. Tried to hand off to Sekou Jones. Now Brown picks up the loose ball, and the rebound is grabbed by John Amoroso.
Yeah, we talk about their explosiveness on offense, but how about their defense? Quick legs out there, quick hands. Boy, this is a tenacious Panther defense.
Vick for three. He's got it. Eric Vick had a three-pointer with 7 points and 5 assists against Pocono Mountain East. And a full court press turns into an Amoroso layup. That's off. Collins rebounds, and the Panthers are up 5 quickly.
You know they're going to take advantage of their quickness out there right away. Full court pressure, just creating turnovers, turns defense into offense quickly here.
We mentioned this at the outside. The Bears cannot get down against West. That is blocked by Amoroso. Brown with a chance. No. Vic runs it down. Here comes West on the run. Vic, the pull-up jumper, comes off, and up over the top goes Dixon. And that'll be the first foul of the game. We mentioned Amoroso. He had 14 points and 12 rebounds, 6 steals in that second meeting. He did not play in the first meeting between these two clubs.
One thing, Bob, their aggressive play, that as aggressive as they are, that is the pass, it may get them in trouble too. Sometimes they're overly aggressive, so they don't want to get into some early foul trouble. Got a lot of good legs coming off the bench, but Coach Brad Penson doesn't want unnecessary fouls.
That's knocked away. Here comes Vic. Right side, Amoroso. And Amoroso will pick up his first personal on the offensive foul.
Now, when I talk about over-aggressive play, demonstrated there. Let's watch Amoroso going to the basket. Boy, foul call, but Brown really came in and would have slapped that thing away. I was very impressed with Marquise Brown the other night, Bob, with that injury after he had it and came out the second half. Boy, I don't know how he lasted.
Dixon with the steal, the basket, and the foul on Selwyn Wright. And Pocono Mountain West has jumped out quickly to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, and what you might want here is a quick timeout. Why? To organize his troops because of the pressure defense and the quick turnovers that are occurring that the Bears are having here in the first.
And there is your timeout by Pleasant Valley. Again, they got down 17-3 early on against Stroudsburg and came from behind. Here's the way the Mountain Valley shook out top to bottom this year. Pocono Mountain West ran away with the regular season championship. Pleasant Valley and Stroudsburg tied for second at 7-5. South and Pocono Mountain East tied at 6-6. Pocono Mountain East took that spot in the Mountain Valley, beating out East Stroudsburg South on third criteria, district rankings, and they beat them out by 3/1,000th of percentage points, quality points in districts. So they took the spot in the Mountain Valley playoffs. Terrell Dixon will shoot one, and we check in with Mark.
Ken Piankowski was just telling his guys, calm down, keep playing your game. He goes, they're trying to get you guys on an onslaught. They want to knock you out early. He goes, we just need to hang around, keep playing our game, and we'll be fine. Back to you.
It's an 8-0 start and a steal by Dixon on the inbound. Collins for Brice. Quindell on the drive has that roll off, but will pick up the foul.
But you got to want the ball more. You got to be aggressive to go to the ball. You can't let the ball come to you. These kids, the Panthers, much too quick defensively. You've got to get to the ball, move it up court vertically, move it up quickly with passing, not dribbling.
There's the first point for Quindell Brice. Sekou Jones picks up his first personal foul. One of two, and it's Jones with the rebound. The Bears do not want to dig any deeper of a hole than they already have. Shivers tries to push it inside to Brown. It's taken away by Brice. Brice ahead for Collins, and he had stepped on the baseline when he jumped. It'll go back to PV.
Yeah, you got to get back too. Notice how they push the ball up. They always want to get in that offensive transition type game.
Shivers against Collins. Off the screen, it's a double team on Shivers. Now Selwyn Wright. Wright has it knocked away by Dixon, and another PV turnover. Terrell Dixon at the baseline. He'll drive, get double teamed inside. Nice play by the combination of Jones and Brown defensively. Here comes Shivers the other way. Dre has that one blocked by Vic, and here comes Amoroso and Brice. Brice, the pull-up, that is off, and the rebound tipped over to Dekmar. Here is Shivers.
Yeah, the Bears escaped a couple times here, Bob, with some turnovers and got to control the ball in this offensive end. The offensive set just not going.
Brice knocks it to Amoroso. Now Brice, the trailer for three, throws it long. Dekmar rebounds for Pleasant Valley.
Watch the pressure initially after the timeline. Right there, Collins playing tough man-to-man on Shivers.
Right. High-low for Brown. That is off. Good defense by Vic to get in his way. Now Amoroso coming the other way gets fouled by Jones, and that'll be the second on Sekou Jones.
So what Brown has to do, Bob, when he gets it in that low, be more deliberate with his move to the basket. That was a quick release, off balance, so to speak. Hold the ball up high, two defenders, they pinch him inside, they double team. But I'll tell you what, he can be effective. Just be more deliberate, get that strong power move to the bucket.
West won the first one, PV the second meeting, so this is the rubber match between the two. This will stay with West. Here's Brad Pencil. He has won 198 games in 10 years at Pocono Mountain West. 422 overall. Collins for three.
Well, we talked about dribble, penetration, quickness, tough defense. How about perimeter shooting? Got it all? Panthers have it. Boy, I'll tell you, quite an offensive ball club.
14 points, 2 3-pointers against East the other night. Selwyn right at the baseline. The reverse got it, and PV is on the board.
Good move by Wright. Just pushes it at the defense. Reverse layup.
So that stops the 12-point start for Pocono Mountain West. Here is Collins for three again. He comes up short, and Dekmar rebounds. For Pleasant Valley, Devon Howard, the 6'1 junior, number 5, has come in. And for West, Joe Wiggins, the 5'9 sophomore, number 30, is in. Wiggins steps up. He knocks that one away, goes to the floor, and that'll be a tie-up. Wiggins, Bob, didn't have a big offensive night the other night, but boy, was he active defensively and on the boards.
No question about it. Just another demonstration of the speed this Panther ball club had. So effective on the defensive end. As I mentioned before, Bob, always basically pushed. I talk about their offense, but boy, this is a strong defensive ball club also. Having a great combination, both facets of the game.
Here is Wiggins to handle. Dwayne Vines, the 6-foot senior, number 21, is in. Wendell Brice with his first field goal. Dre Shivers to the baseline. And that'll draw a West foul. And it will go against Vic. That is his first and the third on the Panthers.
Yeah, next time down the court, watch Collins playing Shivers by overplaying him to the right side, basically strong side, forces him to the left, tried to get that trap going along the sideline, force him in the corner. Good job by Shivers to free himself that time on penetration.
One more for Shivers, looking for his first point. And there it is. Shivers 1 of 2. Brice outside, now Vic for three. He throws it long. Dekmar rebounds again. There's a push, and they're going to get, I believe, Shivers. Wiggins came off the screen, and they're going to get Dekmar. I thought Shivers was the guy who pushed. Dekmar was the pick man, and when Shivers came through, let's see. Yeah, I think it's a little combination of the two. Shivers gave the little push, and Dekmar got in the way, but it's Dekmar who picks up the foul. Here's Vic. Howard on him. And then Wiggins threw it away. He thought Brice was going to step out, and Brice stepped in. Here comes Collins back for West.
The Bears now in a 2-3 zone. I like that move. I think this is going to take away most of the dribble penetration. Make them force to beat you from the perimeter. If they're warm, they can hit those shots. Hey, they do it. But I wouldn't let them beat me inside or on the dribble penetration, which they like to do. Good shot.
Shivers for three, and there is his first field goal in his 16th three-pointer of the season. He had 16 points with 3 3-pointers in that PV win. Brice at the baseline, he answers.
You know what's so great about that? Made the right decision. Failed to force the ball to the glass. Saw it was defended well. Went up high. Hey, skied over the defender.
There's a quick jump out defensively by Vic, and he'll be called for his second personal foul.
It's nice to have
fourth
that,
on West.
Nice to have that pogo stick ability, huh? The defender in front of you, you can go over the top of him.
Wiggins back. Vic has to leave with his 2 personals. Under 2 minutes left here in the first.
Nice,
Dekmar inside for Brown for the layup. There is Marquise Brown's first field goal.
Entry pass, great seal by Brown. Takes up a lot of room in there, but uses his body so well.
He finished with 17 points and 12 rebounds in the semifinal win against Stroudsburg. Had 10 rebounds in the win against West.
You know, you always talk about who scores on that play, but I'll tell you what, credit the entry pass too. Great bounce pass by Dekmar to get it to Brown.
There's Amoroso. He stays away from the double team. Brice for 3. That's off. The rebound by Dixon. Dixon fights his way inside. That comes off. And it's Marquise Brown with the rebound.
Good move there by Brown. Controls the ball, and what he did was create space. Kept moving. They couldn't tie him up.
Dixon with the block, but into the hands of Howard. Now Shivers drives baseline, flips it up, balance it in. Shivers with 6, and the Bears are battling back.
Room for a small guy in basketball. Hey, 5'7" Shivers goes to the basket. Not intimidated by the big people inside.
There's Dixon. Dixon, the double team by Wright, and Shivers knocks it away. Howard ahead. Dekmar lets a defender go by, but it rolls off. Brice got in his way just enough to redirect. Now Dixon at the other end hits the brakes. Kicks to Brice for 3. That's off, but Tyrell Dixon hustles for the rebound.
Boy, quite some contact there between Dixon and Brown. 2 planets colliding.
Brice with time running down. Collins steps to the right, puts up the 3 at the buzzer. Michael Collins with his second 3-pointer at the buzzer.
Like the book says it should be, at the buzzer. What a shot that was, all net.
That's it for 1 on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard. West leads the Mountain Valley Championship game 19-10.
Pencor Hydraulics at 180 Pine Street in Aquashikla, just behind the Aquashikla Fire Company, is a full-service hydraulic hose shop. We stock all types of air, hydraulic, suction, and snowplow hoses, and all the related fittings. Our friendly staff will work with you and assemble your product while you wait. Next time you need a hydraulic hose or fitting, come check us out. Our inventory is huge and our prices are exceptional. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and look forward to doing business with you. Stop in or give us a call at 616-826-6000.
The second quarter is brought to you by the hospitals of the Blue Mountain Health System. Offer a wide range of outpatient rehabilitation services. With 6 convenient locations in Carbon and Monroe counties, the Blue Mountain Health System is committed to helping people improve their lives with physical, occupational, speech, and cardiopulmonary therapies. If you need rehabilitative therapy, you choose the Blue Mountain Health System.
It'll be Pleasant Valley basketball. There's Sekou Jones. He has come back into the game with 2 personal fouls. We check in with Mark.
Yeah, Brad Pencil's big chief concern right now is Marquise Brown getting open on inbounds plays. He's telling his team, we have to help Amoroso whenever Brown posts up on the inbound. He's afraid, Brown getting some easy baskets inside.
That's knocked loose. Another PV turnover. Nice job by Vic to push it ahead to Dixon, and Dixon will go to the line. The Bears foul will go against Selwyn Wright, and Wright has picked up his second personal foul.
Objective of this Panther ball club is getting up to the other end faster than the other team does, and you see it demonstrated there first by Vic going to the floor, just pushing it up to Dixon ahead and then going strong to the basket. This is a push-up type team. Boy, they like to move the ball up the court. They've run that 94 well.
One more for Tyrell Dixon. Dixon is 3 for 3 from the line, and the lead is up to 11 for Pocono Mountain West. Shivers, and Wright breaks away. Right to the other end, has it blocked by Dixon. Wright gets it back and has it blocked by Vic, but they will call Vic for the foul.
Yeah, you see the speed of this Panthers ball club. He's behind on that, but boy, make up the difference with that speed. Wright gets on the line, is fouled. Good effort by Wright to hang in there.
That is the third personal on Eric Vick, so he will have to sit down. Selwyn Wright misses the first. Wiggins returns to replace Vick, who no doubt will sit for the rest of the half on Brad Pencil's bench.
About good lesson to be learned by the kid on the line. Just good effort. I mean, he was snuffed that first time. Ball was on the floor. He came right back. Gets on the foul line. Good effort.
Wiggins has it knocked away by Howard. And here comes Shivers. Tries to hand off Jones. Jones lost it, saved it into the hands of Amoroso, though. And he is fouled by Devon Howard. That'll be the first on Howard and the sixth now on PV.
Yeah, it's quick stop by Amoroso, and Howard just couldn't put on the brakes.
Opening minute, second quarter, Mountain Valley final. Collins for three. That comes off. Rebound pulled away by Amoroso. In the crowd, he's able to put it back up and in.
Well, we talked about his effort pregame. You saw it demonstrated there. Remember, Amoroso, he's 6'2", plays much bigger.
And Dixon with the steal. In the game against Pocono Mountain East, 4 players scored in double figures for Pocono West. Dixon loses the handle. Shivers comes up with it. Brice, Amoroso, Collins, and Dixon were all in double figures. Nice drive by Shivers, but better defense by Collins. Here's Dixon ahead of the pack. He hits the brakes and gets run over by Marquise Brown, and that is the first on Brown.
Well, how fast do you have to get back defensively to stop this transition game of the Panthers? You got to get back faster than that. A little late getting back, and you see Dixon hitting the hardwood with Brown's hard contact. Wouldn't want to be hit by him, Bob, on the full run like that.
And the Bears will take a timeout with 6 minutes, 21 seconds left in the second quarter of the Mountain Valley Championship game. Pocono Mountain West looking to go back-to-back. Pleasant Valley looking for its first title since 2003. Pleasant Valley has won just one Mountain Valley championship. It was in 2003. This is their first final since 2005 and their 5th overall. They were in finals back in 1998 when they had halves and lost to Stroudsburg. That was the year they won the district championship. In 2003, they beat East Stroudsburg South for their only title. In 2004, they lost to Pocono Mountain East in the final. In 2005, they lost to Pocono Mountain West in the final.
Nice crowd on hand, enthusiastic. They really got into it in that first game. Overtime victory by the Lady Bears.
Oh, that was an outstanding game.
Oh, it was.
I think that was the best game I've seen all year, boys, girls, or otherwise.
Both teams into it, fans into it. Just a great championship night. What a venue, too, huh? Up here in Strasburg, the gymnasium. Gee, the new smell hasn't left you, has it, when we walked in? Yeah. I thought it'd be gone by now. We were up here for the first game. Of course, I said you have to have that aroma then, but still lingering. But beautiful facility here.
Dixon gets the bounce. He is 5 for 5 from the line, and the lead is up to 15. That's just taken away by Quindell Brice. 7 for Brice, and the lead is 17. There's Shivers against Collins. There was a miscommunication between two Bears, and it's knocked away by Wiggins and last touched by PV, so Pocono Mountain West will get it.
Well, miscommunication, Bob, because of the activity of the defense. I mean, that was great work by Wiggins there, just with his speed and getting in passing lane areas.
Amoroso gets held up by Shivers, and it's Shivers who knocks it out of bounds. Wiggins. Collins thought about that long three, and instead will pull it back out, and Wiggins will set it up. Here's Brice. Quindell up top. High post Dixon. Dixon leans in, lowers the shoulder, and gets called for the offensive. That'll be the second on Tyrell Dixon.
No, Shivers does a good job positioning himself. Dixon makes heavy contact there. Good call by the official.
Here's Brown. And now Selwyn Wright will work it.
See, they attack you at full court, and what that does is just makes it so hard to get into your offensive set. You expend your energy on getting the ball over the timeline past the half-court line, and then, hey, we got to get into our offensive set, unable to do so. It's been the name of the game thus far in this first half.
Brice's pass low for Collins, and it will go back to Pleasant Valley. Robert Getz, the 5'7" senior number 20, comes into the ball game for PV. So it is Dekmar and Shivers, Howard, Getz, and Brown on the court for the Bears. Howard in the lane has it knocked away, and then it is tapped out by Tyrell Dixon. Dekmar for three. Got it.
I'll tell you, I really like the steadiness of that kid there, that Sean Dekmar, the senior, that hit that three. Very steady type player. Doesn't seem to doesn't lose his composure out there.
They're going to get Marquise Brown on the block, and that'll be the second on Brown. This will be 1-and-1 for John Amoroso. Dekmar hit a huge basket. He didn't have a big offensive night, but had 6 rebounds the other night. Hit a huge basket. They originally called it a 3, changed it to a 2. We ran it round and round and round, and it was so tough to tell whether it was a 2 or a 3. Amoroso will have one more. 1 of 2, and they'll call a lane violation on West. It'll go back to Pleasant Valley.
Constant full court pressure from the opening tap by these Panthers.
Dekmar across, gets a screen by Getz. Tries to fire it in, does. Howard in the lane. Devon Howard uses glass for his first field goal.
Hey, take advantage. I mean, knock away by the Panthers. Howard there to pick it up.
It is a 13-point West lead. Brice fakes the three. Now he drives, goes to the right hand and floats it in. 9 points for Quindell Brice.
Look at the movement of Brice, Bob. 6'4", plays the perimeter and really quick to the basket and gets up so well. MVP and Mountain Valley. You see why?
Joe Wiggins picks up his first personal. That's the 7th on Pocono West, so Howard will march to the other end and shoot 1 and 1. Jim Gross advising Devon Howard that he has to catch the ball and stay in the semicircle. And a rebound for Dixon. Here come the Panthers quickly to the other end, and what a pass from Wiggins to Quindell Brice.
Yeah, rifle, but boy, they get up and down. Oh, my goodness. Got to get back. Easier said than done.
The lead is back to 17 for Pocono West. Gets for Howard, and now Shivers. Dekmar in the corner. Shivers, and there's a battle going on inside, and Marquise Brown will lose it. That is his 3rd personal foul. Ian Amoroso we're going at it inside, and they call Brown on the foul.
And good move by Amoroso to aggravate kind of Brown inside. They know how effective he is in the paint. He's a house in there, boy, to get him into early foul trouble, plus for the Panthers.
Collins for another 3.
Wow.
He's got it. 3 3-pointers for Michael Collins.
Confident tonight.
11 points for Collins, and the lead is 20 for West. Howard in the corner makes a nice move on Wiggins, pulls up and misses, and Wiggins ends up with a rebound. Brice on the run, goes right side. Collins, who lets a defender go by and scores 13 for Michael Collins.
Bob, they get up quick, but the reason they can get up in that transition game as quickly as they do is boards and turnovers like that. Then they break away and take advantage of their speed.
Dixon on the steal, Brice on the finish, and the Bears on the timeout.
Yeah, the Bears just not keeping it alive on the offensive end on the glass. It's just one and done. And when they get a clean pick, that is the Panthers off that glass, they're underway.
West starting to pull away, using defense to turn to offense to take the 39-15 lead with 2:18 left. Here's Pocono Mountain West. Now, don't get fooled by the math here. Pocono Mountain West has won 4 Mountain Valley titles, including last year and 05, which was the first championship in the school's history of any kind. This is their 3rd straight MVC final. They had lost to Pocono Mountain East in the 2010 final. Their 4th final overall. Now, how do you lose and still have as many finals as titles? Well, a couple of those championships, 08 and 07, were back when they had halves. In those years, Pocono West went 12-0, both years 6-0 in each half to win without a game. Wiggins on the steal, and he has his first baskets. Howard leans in and
nice
gets
shot.
the floater.
Kid has some nice minutes this first half. Howard going strong to the basket.
136, 135 left in the half. And Brad Pencil wants a Pocono Mountain West 32nd timeout with 1:29 left in the second quarter.
Bob, you can't talk about the Bears having a bad game, so to speak. This is a red-hot Panther ball club. The last few games, they've had it all going for them. Everything going right, playing strong defensively, and as we know, very strong offensively.
What does this game mean as far as districts are concerned? Well, think about this, Bob. In Quad A this year, there are 14 teams that have qualified. You know what that means? That means that the third-seeded team will go all the way down to the pigtail round. Mention that?
It's unbelievable.
You get a third seed in the district, and you end up having to play in a pigtail round.
Yeah, we talked about that the other day, too. I guess that's about the most teams that we've seen, right, that qualified for...
That's blocked by Dekmar. And this is what it means for these teams. Emmaus, Freedom, Parkland, and Pocono Mountain West are the top 4 in districts coming in. Emmaus and Freedom are in the LVC finals, so the winner of that is going to be the #1 seed as Collins sneaks in for the inbound. Somebody lost him defensively. Collins has 15. The winner of the Mountain Valley Championship will be the 2 or 3 seed, depending on what Pottsville does in the Schuylkill final. We're going to get a foul on Wiggins. If West wins, West would automatically be the #2 seed behind the LVC champ and play their way out of that pigtail round. Pleasant Valley would be 2. If they would win and Pottsville would lose the Schuylkill final, they would be 3 if Pottsville were to win it. Amoroso with under a minute left, and the hand, and it's knocked away by Shivers. Dekmar ends up with it. Right, and it's knocked out by Amoroso. Of course, Pottsville can sneak in there too and mix things up in Quad A. That's thrown away. It's stolen by Amoroso and taken back by Howard, and Brice holds him up for his first personal.
Anxious to get to the ball, reach in. Got move the legs, we always say. Can't be lazy when you play defense.
Bangor in the Colonial League final. Bangor would beat out Pleasant Valley for a high seed too, if they were to beat Salisbury in the Colonial final.
Haven't seen Salisbury this year, Bob. Understand, really tough ball club.
Jones with the block. Here come the Bears. Howard at the other end will miss it. He was between layup and dunk. It's rebounded by Vines, and time will run out. Howard got caught between dunk and layup, and it rolled off, and that ends the half.
Yeah, but it's a strong first half. Put it up on the board, 43 points by the Panthers. Did it mostly with defense in transition game. Not a lot of activity under the offensive board for these Bears, so they've got to get rebounding strength.
To Mark.
Here with Pocono Mountain West head coach Brad Pencil. Coach, transition baskets have become plentiful for you guys in the first half here.
We've played very well defensively, and we need to continue to do that second half. We got to do a little bit better job taking care of the ball, especially at the end. But real pleased with our defense. Our transition was wonderful because our kids filled lanes, and this is what we do every day. And this is championship game time. This is what you're supposed to do. But we still got to play 16 more minutes of basketball. So we're going to come out and hopefully have the same intensity.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Pocono Mountain West at halftime, just like they were against Pocono Mountain East the other night, go to the locker rooms with a big lead, trying to close it out.
For a coach, it's easy to say to keep the intensity up, but the kids in their head look up at the scoreboard, see the big differential, and it again becomes a mental thing. He wants to play a solid game. Coach Pencil wants him to keep in the same mode, and can they do it? Boy, I'll tell you what, this is a big lead that the Panthers have. Will the Bears put a run out? Very important to come out strong, but is the Bears in that second half.
We have reached the break on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard. West leads Pleasant Valley in the Mountain Valley final, 43-17. Back out at at Stroudsburg, the Mountain Valley Boys Championship game has been dominated by the Panthers. Pocono Mountain West with a 43-17 lead over Pleasant Valley. And, boy, it's been steal, break, basket, and then you throw in a couple of Michael Collins three-pointers, 3 to be exact. He leads all scorers. Quindell Brice has 13, and Terrell Dixon has 7 on the other side. Trey Shivers has a three-pointer, 6 points. Devon Howard with 2 field goals, and Sean Deckmar with a three-pointer, the leading scorers for the Pleasant Valley Bears.
Yeah, Shivers leading the ball club as far as the Bears are concerned, Bob. But, boy, he's got a tough job bringing the ball up the court against that pressure defense, the quickness of the Panther defense. We'll look at it here, and Shivers takes baseline. I mean, the kid's 5'7", but challenges the paint defense of those Panthers. Does a good job that way, then unloads from outside. So doing what he can against a tenacious defense that the Panthers are throwing up at him. And Selwyn Wright has got to do more of that in the second half. Penetration there, great reverse layup, good strong move to the basket. On the other side, we've got a guy named Quindell Brice. And I'll tell you what, plays outside, 6'4", quick with the basketball, quick in transition, nice soft touch off the glass. And interception there. Boy, they get on the floor, don't they? And that guy takes off again. Quindell Brice showing his speed again as he gets down to 94. Let's look at this guy. What a great first half he has had. Unloads from outside. Very effective 3 shooting tonight by a Michael Collins. Straight on shot there. Bango. Downtown Michael. How about that? Breaks in transition. He has it. Makes it look easy with the breakaway. Boy, that's what they've been doing, the Panthers as a team, all night long. And how about this kid? Hey, it's not only Brice. It's not only Collins. We got a Michael Wiggins in there, and he can break away, plays tough defense, or Joe Wiggins, I should say, breaks away, makes it easy. And that's what the Panthers have done all night, Bob. I mean, with their defense, interceptions, breakaway, turnovers, and then domination glass, and man, they have it going. 43 big ones in that first half.
And that's 2 huge first halves for Pocono Mountain West. 43 points here, and the other night, a big first half, 53 points. They led 53-17 at the half in the semifinal against Pocono Mountain East. So they have really come out of the block strong here in the Mountain Valley playoffs, and they will hope to continue that into the second half and when the district playoffs come.
You know, if you're playing well, this is the time to play well. And they're right on target, so to speak, these West Panthers. They've been just playing powerhouse basketball. Boy, they love to get the uptown. Everything going their way, playing just good, sound, solid basketball.
Pocono Mountain West started the game, scoring the first 12 points. The girls' championship in overtime went to Pleasant Valley 60-55. We go to Mark.
All right, Ken Piatkowski, you already proved to us once this week you guys can come back, but down 26. You think you can come back from that?
I told the guys, let's go out and win possession by possession, and we'll look up at the third quarter and see what. I don't want to tell them they can't do anything, but right now you start thinking about trying to overcome a 26-point lead. That's a little bit of a daunting task. I think just try to win possession by possession, get some rebounds, start playing a little more solid. End of the third quarter, we'll look up and see what the score is, and if it's in play, then we'll go try to get them,
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, looking at it with realism, no question about that, Bob. When you're down by this score starting the second half. But he's right. You got to come out there. You try to play your game, and it's tough. We've had a tough time against that defense, but it's, hey, cliche time, but goal at a time, and just come back, pick away at that lead. Got a victorious coach next to us here, huh? Coach Nadia Goronsky accepting congratulations from Bear fans. Great victory on the Lady Bears part, winning the MVC championship in the first game.
Pocono Mountain West will open with the basketball. to start the second half and move right to left wearing their home whites. Quindell Brice will drive and hit the scoop. 15 for Quindell.
Boy, long strides, Bob. I mean, getting to the basket, gets there quickly with the long steps, I'll tell you. Ooh, great move.
There's Dekmar on the crossover. Brown in the lane with the hook.
You know, and we didn't talk about Brown much in the first half, did we? And he's got to be more effective. That's the first two for Big Marquise.
No, he had 2 in the first half.
Oh, he had 2 in the first half, but that's 4 for him in a game. He's got to be more effective in the offensive end if the Bears are going to make a run. Got to look for him inside, but boy, they double, triple team the big guy in the low paint.
Brice called for his second personal foul on the charge. Here is Sekou Jones. It'll be Jones, Shivers, Dekmar, Brown, and Wright on the floor for Pleasant Valley. Dekmar in the corner, drops it off for Brown. Brown, the short jumper, gets the bounce.
All right, like to see that going to the basket. Nice soft touch on the jumper. Off mark, but when you got a nice touch like that, finds the hole.
Brown had 2 points in the first half in the semifinal before going off for 15 in the second half. He'd love to have a half like that here. Brice on the drive, goes to the scoop again and gets the roll.
Right-handed with strong move to the left. Again, the long strides to the basket makes it look easy. Quindell Brice, MVP.
Here's Dekmar on the crossover. And now Wright. Wright loses the handle. Collins comes up with it. Collins right side. Terrell Dixon off the glass. 9 for Dixon.
They're just making it look easy and just causing turnover after turnover with that defense.
Collins picks up his first personal foul and the second this half on the Panthers. Wright on the crossover and the over-under. Selwyn Wright with just his second field goal. Collins open for 3. He back rims that one, and it's Shivers with the rebound. Wright with the ball fake and drive. He goes to the left hand and misses, and the ball is last touched by Wright. Want to remind everybody while we have a chance to take a deep breath, don't forget Monday 7 o'clock, our Sports Scene 13 tournament preview show. We'll go 2 hours, take your calls, go over the brackets, all our local teams, and go over what we think, what you think about the tournament. Nice drop by Dixon down to Amoroso.
Yeah, unselfish move. Could have taken it himself to the iron, but sees Amoroso underneath.
Shivers with a crossover in the scoop. He'll get his own rebound and have to run it back outside. Now he'll put up the 3 and have it come off, and it's Quindell Brice flying in for the rebound. Here comes Quindell on the run. Collins for 3. He's got another 4 3-pointers for Michael Collins.
Just playing great basketball at this stage, no question about it. Everything going their way. I mean, hitting the threes, great defense, just making it tough on the Bears.
Dixon nearly with the steal. It comes loose. Amoroso comes up with it, and he'll put it in. 7 for Amoroso. That's knocked away by Vic. He'll toss it all the way to the backcourt. Collins saves, but into the hands of Shivers. And then a foul is called. Meanwhile, Collins went flying into the bleachers, but he's okay. The foul is on Dixon. It's his third.
Quite a task for this kid with the ball. I tell you, Shivers bringing it up against this defense.
The Bears turn it over. Back comes Devon Howard. Here is Dixon and Brice. Wendell on the drive, and the drop-off inside for Amoroso. Dekmar will be whistled on the foul. That is his second, and it will send John Amoroso to the line for two.
Nice job by Amoroso while getting himself in position for that pass. This step in front of his defender, a quick move to get position underneath.
Joe Wiggins comes in, and Collins leaves. Two free throws for Amoroso. 9 for John. There's Brown outside, and Dekmar on the skip. Jones. And Selwyn, or beg your pardon, Howard. And look at the steal by Amoroso, and he will lay it in. Amoroso with 11. And another night with 4 West Panthers in double figures.
Yeah, with their quickness, they just gang up on you with that defense.
Dekmar inside, he lays it in. Brice, and he's going to draw the Bears foul. It will go on Jones. That is his third. And Brice hits the first.
Into the game for Bears is number 10, Cole Flack, number 11, Selwyn Wright. And for Pleasant Valley is number 21, Dwayne Vines.
One of 2 for Brice, and Terrell Dixon beats everybody to the rebound. And they're going to get an offensive foul here. I think they're going to call Michael Collins. That's his second. Paul Zwack, a 5'9" senior, number 10, is in for Pleasant Valley. Dwayne Vines in for Pocono Mountain West. Vines with the steal. Ahead, Dixon. It's blocked by Brown. Here comes Selwyn Wright the other way. Right, the hesitation, the finger roll misses. Dixon rebounds. And then he's held up by Wright. That'll be the third on Selwyn Wright. It's the third on the Bears this half.
Wright fails to beat to the spot, trying to get to the seal the sideline.
Brice trying to drop it inside for Vines, and the Bears knock it out. There's Collins, and now Dixon and Brice, and it's stolen by Devon Howard. Howard to the other end, has that knocked away from behind by Brice. Just over 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. West has this one in hand. Amoroso in, and Brice leads. Wright almost lost that. Drops it in to Jones. Jones tries to fight it away, and he's fouled by Amoroso. That's the second on John Amoroso. Once again, don't forget our 2-hour special, the tournament preview show this Monday at 7 o'clock. There's a foul on Dixon. That is his fourth.
What is that, 2 hours?
2 hours, Mondays.
I cannot sit for 2 hours.
So can you talk for 2 hours?
My wife says I can. It's not hard if basketball is a topic, though, is it?
Right for three, short, and it's rebounded by Dixon. And Terrell will come across with a minute and a half left here in the third. That's knocked into the backcourt. Still loose. Selwyn Wright comes up with it. Wright leans in, got it, and the foul on Vine.
Like that effort. Wright, strong power move to the basket. Got way up there, just challenging the defense.
Here comes Leon Baptiste, the 6'1 junior, number 24 for West. Eric Vick re-enters the lineup. And Selwyn Wright will shoot one.
You know, I know it's tough, but I mean, if you're Coach Piankowski, I mean, you're looking at your players out on the floor. What you don't want to see is total quit out there. You want to see them still pushing, still making an effort to go to the basket. Wright that time demonstrated that so well.
There's more basketball to be played after this. District start Tuesday and Wednesday. Amoroso has a block by Brown. Couple of chances here by Baptiste. That's off, and Sekou Jones pulls it away. Here comes Wright the other way. Selwyn leans in, misses the finger roll, and then a tip out by West. It'll be Pleasant Valley ball.
Yeah, you say he missed an easy one, that is right, Bob, but he was kind of caught between glass and rim. That makes it hard. He was trying to go over the lip in full movement. Tough shot.
Brown fights his way inside and flips it high and in. 8 for Marquise Brown.
Well, they've done a good job during all night to keep him quiet in the low paint.
Vines inside. Boy, he's got a couple of guys all over him and nowhere to go. And Selwyn Wright comes in and ties him up. Wright and Brown were all over Vines.
Into the game for West is number 1, Brice.
They don't give you a chance to rest, I'll tell you, the Panther defense. I mean, they come at you.
Ron Howard ended up with a flat tire over there.
Needs a new pair of sneaks. Think you want to use my cons? What do you think? Look at those. Look at those things. They look new and fancy. I give my cons one. Give him some good sneaks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could see him running around with your things on. Falling off, no laces. The sole's disintegrating.
Okay.
Jones has that come off, and Marcus Brown goes over the back. That'll be the fourth on Marquise Brown.
Hey, put your feet in these things. Your feet will disintegrate. They've been around so long.
My feet are
Who knows what's in there?
I know, my feet will fall off.
My wife isolates them every night, keeps them out of the house. You know.
Brice into the lane, misses the runner, and it's Selwyn Wright who comes up with it. And Shivers. Shivers pulls up and knocks down the three.
Nice shot. I'll tell you, the kid goes right to the basket. Nice jumper.
Brice at the buzzer, no, and that will end the third.
Well, unrelenting pressure by this Pocono Mountain West Panther ball club, putting up numbers up on the scoreboard. Really pushes it up, lighting it up again. And I'll tell you, Bob, I don't think it's as bad as Pleasant Valley's playing. It's just how good the Panthers have been playing.
On the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard, it's 61-33 West.
Fourth quarter is brought to you by the hospitals of the Blue Mountain Health System, offer a wide range of outpatient rehabilitation services with 6 convenient locations in Carbon and Monroe counties, the Blue Mountain Health System is committed to helping people improve their lives with physical, occupational, speech, and cardiopulmonary therapies. If you need rehabilitative therapy, choose the Blue Mountain Health System.
West opens with the basketball here in the fourth, and they turn it over. Shivers pulls up for three, and he's got another. 3 3-pointers for Dre Shivers.
Lighting it up here of late.
Bears trying to battle back. Here comes Brice, drops it off. Amoroso gets it, and the foul.
Well, you think Wendell was trapped. Finds the way to get it to Amoroso.
The foul will be on Dekmar, his third. Amoroso with a three-point opportunity. Mark McKeon with a sideline reports.
Yeah, guys, Brad Pencil was just telling his team, he reminded him in that huddle right there, he said, we beat them by 3 points this quarter. Now, he's still keeping track of quarter by quarter, wants to keep their intensity up, even though they had the big lead. Of course, last thing West wants is for Pleasant Valley to get any kind of a rally going here with this big lead late in the game. Back to you.
Well, you just don't want them to get in that bad habit, so to speak. You want to have them keep focus, not so much of running up the score.
Sekou Jones fights inside for the putback, and he'll go to the line. The foul is on Terrell Dixon. Is his fifth. So 5 on Dixon. He's done. 9 points for Dixon.
Just a cog in that lineup. He's part of the gears that make this Panther juggernaut roll. Terrell Dixon maybe doesn't get the hype that the others have gotten throughout the year, but really plays his role. It's a fine job out there for Coach Brad Pencil and his Panthers.
It's easy to get lost in this crowd of excellent players for West.
There's a lot of weapons out there, no question. How about John Amoroso back? How about, I don't know, sweet roll Amoroso? I think I'm going to label with that. How about that? Can I put that label on him? Can I? Will you allow me to put that label on him?
Brad Pencil is arguing that because it was a free throw, it should not be a jump ball. And they're going to decide that, you know how they say you don't get to win those arguments when you're a coach? Well, he won that argument. That was not a jump ball since it was a free throw and it got stopped. It goes to the defense. The guy who knows the rules.
And not afraid to tell him, right? Confidence in his knowledge.
It's turned over. Well, credit the officials to say, now wait a second, let's make sure and we decide if he's right or wrong, because he may be right. And they realize he was right. Right?
Right. Selwyn. No.
Howard trying to fire it into Jones. It will go back to West.
I asked you a question earlier. You never answered me.
I was trying to hear what Brad Pencil was saying. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Focused.
Ask me again.
I just said, am I allowed to call John Amoroso sweet roll Amoroso? Can we put that label on him?
Okay. Right. You're talking about like the rolls.
Yeah, Amoroso rolls, and he's the sweet roll. You know,
sweet roll. Okay, I like that. There is sweet roll Amoroso inside on the assist from Quindell Brice. Who was Sweetwater?
Clifton,
right? From the
watched the old. No, he did, but he played for the Knicks. You should remember that.
I'm sorry, the Knicks.
I don't know if you were born yet, but we were talking about that the other night.
I don't think I was born yet. Here are the past champions in the Mountain Valley, and look at early on, Stroudsburg had really the upper hand. They won the first 5 championships. In fact, Stroudsburg has the most with 6. Pocono West has 4 coming into tonight. Pocono Mountain East with 3. Parkland with 2. You remember when the Lehigh Valley teams were together. Whitehall had 1 in that run as well, and so did Pleasant Valley. Stroudsburg with 6 championships. Those first 5 were something. We saw Rich Baker, who's now the East Stroudsburg South coach. He was part of those championships. Remember the Ken Lacey team in '96 that won the district championship? They won the district championship in '99 as well.
One of the finest hours Stroudsburg basketball, I'll tell you.
'99 was also one when Lehigh Valley was in there, and Stroudsburg beat Easton both in the league championship game and the district championship game. I'm going to get a foul on Amoroso. That is his third.
Yeah, some people don't remember when those LVC teams, and now LVC teams, were in the Mountain Valley, and when you saw Parkland up there in Whitehall. You noticed that with the girls, too. Championships by Northampton, and I think a Whitehall girls team won an MVC championship. So.
Of course, there's a trick question when you ask, what was the last Mountain Valley team? Well, nobody realized it was only a 1-1. Brice the other way gets fouled. Who was the last Mountain Valley team to win a boys district championship? Selwyn Wright picks up his 4th personal. Who was the last Mountain Valley boys basketball team to win a district championship? Nobody realized it, so come over and West Panthers took it away and went the other way. That one's taken away. Boy, that's just effort on the part of Dwayne Vine.
And they're not quitting, are they?
There's a steal by Vic. And Vic will go the other way. Are you mulling the answer to that, or are you waiting for me to give it to you?
You know what?
Amoroso baseline.
You know how I give up on those things.
I'm not letting you give up then. It's a trick question, by the way.
Trick question.
So think about it that way. And that's knocked away and last touched by the Bears. And Ken Piankowski upset. He had a bird's eye view of that play. And I don't know if he wants a foul or believes that West last touched it.
Come on, give me the answer.
Oh, come on,
Dr. Bob.
Give me the
answer.
No.
Give me the answer.
No.
Then I'll go to bed.
No, I'm not going to let you give up. Robert Getz picks up his first personal foul.
Well, can I answer that? When is our show? Monday? I'll answer it for you. I'll keep you in suspense.
I'll show you all the Mountain Valley champions in there, and you tell me when was the last time one won a championship. Amoroso, the putback try, no on the miss. And here comes Shivers the other way. Howard in for Jones. Jones goes right and has it blocked by Amoroso. He gets it back, and Getz is going to get in there and get a try. And actually, it was Howard who got a try in there. I beg your pardon. I was shielded by the official.
The question was again.
The last Mountain Valley boys basketball team to win a district championship.
Oh, a district championship.
District championship.
District championship.
Howard will have one more.
Where is the answer in here?
How about the last time a team at the time was a member of the Mountain Valley and won a district championship?
Okay, how about the Whitehall?
Wrong. Right church, wrong pew.
Parkland.
Parkland.
Take your sheet back. Look.
I told you it was a trick question.
Trying to fool the old man.
Collins, no. Come on, you at least take a guess. You weren't even going to guess. Shivers, a long three, misses.
Good
Jones
work.
with the rebound, drops it off into the hands of Getz.
Good effort. Bears in there hustling. Still working hard.
Amoroso at the other end. And he'll have to push it back out to Collins. Brice drives baseline. The spin reverse is good.
Very nice move.
Gets for three. His first three-pointer of the year.
2 points for Robert Getz.
And there'll be a foul on the Bears, Devon Howard. And the Bears are going to go to the bench here.
Foul's called on Devon Howard, his second. Team 8.
But I didn't want to put you on the spot with that, but you were giving up too easy. You didn't. I know I did, but you were. I
feel bad.
I didn't want you to feel bad, but you weren't even going to try. If you would have tried, and if you would have taken a guess at anybody, I would have then given it to you.
I'm going to go home and get some consolation from my wife. At least she still loves me, I think.
We still love you, Bob. Vic will have one more.
Oh, boy.
For the Bears, Jarius Hosier has come into the game. Number 21, number 10 is Paul Swack. Number 22 is Thomas Geralamatos. For West, Wiggins is in. Vines is in. Howard. Swack for three comes up short. And it's rebounded by Vines. Loose ball grab, Vic. Amoroso to the baseline. Got it on the foul.
2 points for John Amoroso.
Demonstrates his strength.
And somebody got a technical.
Fouls by Tom Geralamatos, his first. Team 10. And a technical foul on Thomas Geralamatos.
So a T on the court, and Amoroso will shoot his free throws first.
How sweet it is for John, the sweet roll. Bango.
And he's going to shoot the technicals as well. He's now 5 for 6 from the line. I beg your pardon, it was a three-point play, so he gets the one on the three-point play and then the two technicals. And West will get the ball. Number 31, Jonah Helfrich, a 6-foot junior, into the game for Pleasant Valley. Number 41 is Darren Dixon for Pocono Mountain West. And here is Shakur Burton, number 32, in. Baptiste in as well. And Dixon, Darren Dixon, will draw the foul.
Fouls on Tom Geralamatos, his third.
Geralamatos picks up the personal.
I like when these kids come off the bench. It's like a new game, you know. It's like they're starting 0-0. They battle out there, go at each other.
Fouls on Jordan Harding.
The pride of playing in a championship game.
So Dixon gets in the books. Hosier misses the three. And there's a tie-up that will go to Pleasant Valley with 2:30 left here in the fourth quarter. 35, Dakota Newbert's in for Pleasant Valley. Well, Pocono Mountain West is going to be the number 2 seed in the District 11 tournament. The number 1 seed will be Emmaus. The Green Hornets have beaten Freedom in the Lehigh Valley Conference Championship game. Darren Dixon misses, and out come the Bears. Here's Hosier, and he is fouled by Hardy.
Fouls on Jordan Hardy, his first. Jarius Hoosier's at the line to shoot 3.
One more for Hosier. And he's got it. And in comes Malachi Howard. Number 13, a sophomore for Pocono Mountain West. One more for Hosier. And he's got them both. Hosier has points numbers 3 and 4 on the season. 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Burton on the drive, and he's going to get fouled. And it will go on to Matos.
The second unit, you can see they play against that first unit in practice because they play the same way, go strong to the basket.
Well, remember, there was no JV game tonight, so these guys are raring to go.
You better believe that. They're showing it out there, too. You're so good with the names, too, Bob. Malachi, you come up with that. I'm impressed. You know what? You never knew how to pronounce our last name. I bet you would have known. I bet you would have said it just like that without knowing.
And we'll stay with Pleasant Valley, 1:41 left. So Pocono Mountain West will go back-to-back. Shavar Flagler is into the game, number 42 for West. A long three, no good by Helfrich. And a minute and a half remains. So West will go back-to-back. It'll be their 5th Mountain Valley Championship. The second time they've gone back-to-back. They won in 07 and 08. Helfrich with the steal. So it'll be 05, 07, 08, 2011, and 2012 for Pocono Mountain West. And West will pull within 1 championship of Stroudsburg 6. Newbert to shoot. And Newbert's got a couple of free throws. Well, for as well as West played the other night, they scored 77. They scored 80 here tonight.
They really have it in high gear, no question about it, playing the best basketball at the right time of the year.
Darren Dixon with a field goal. And a three for Helfrich.
Nice touch. Long.
You know, he's got 3 of those this year.
Nice touch. I mean, a great rotation. Nice arm.
And West is going to spread it out and try and run out the clock. And Pocono Mountain West will win its 2nd straight Mountain Valley Championship and its 5th overall. The clock down to the last few seconds. Hardy will run out the the clock, and Pocono Mountain West will win the boys championship 82-49.
Well, it's a red-hot Panther ball club. Coach Piankowski and his Bears has ran into a buzzsaw tonight. No question, this team is playing the top of their game at this stage, and Coach Brad Pencil, I think, proud the performance of his ball club. And I'll tell you what, Bob, played both ends of the court. Tough defense, aggressive offense. And but it all starts on the defensive end with turnovers, quick hands, quick feet, and get it moving in the up-tempo game that they so love to play.
So the Panthers win at 82-49, and another Mountain Valley championship and a number 2 seed. So they played their way out of the pigtail round and into a bye. They will start the tournament, the district tournament, a week from tomorrow, and we go to the victors, who are with Mark McKeon.
All right, thanks, guys. First here with Michael Collins. I mean, you jumped out early on Pleasant Valley, just like you did the other night against East.
Yeah, I mean, Coach been saying big players playing big games, and that's what I wanted to do tonight. I just want to show people I was a big player.
Your defense really was what got you guys going tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we win championships by defense, man. Offense sells the tickets, but defense wins championships.
How's it feel to come back, beat Pleasant Valley after they beat you the other week? Makes it a little bit sweeter?
Yeah, it definitely does. It feels good. Now we're ready for districts.
All right, Michael, thanks for bringing Quindell Brice. You're named the MVP of the league, and then you come out and win the MVC title. A pretty good night for you.
Yeah, hard work pays off. That's all I can say. Hard work. It's paying off right now.
What was it about you guys tonight defensively? It just seemed like you could see everything that was coming before it happened.
Play like one, play like a unit, help defense, and when we get a steal, we push the ball.
Pleasant Valley beat you guys a couple weeks ago. I know it was one thing you was driving you to come back here and play them again tonight.
We don't play off of regret. We just want to come out and play.
MVC champs, got to feel good, do it 2 years in a row.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Go celebrate with the rest of your team. We'll go talk to your coach real quick. Coach Pencil, first of all, you opened the game with 12-0, then you have a 13-0 run in the second quarter. Third quarter, you had another 10-0 run. It was just in waves.
We've been playing really well. This is when you're supposed to play well. But you know, I give Pleasant Valley credit. They're playing without their best player, and that's very difficult to do. You take the best player for somebody's team, and you're going to suffer to some degree. And so I give them a lot of credit. But our kids just playing very well right now, and it's a good feeling. You never get tired of stuff. So that's our 5th title in 10 years. That's pretty good.
You've been doing this a long time. I mean, have you seen one of your teams playing like this down the stretch, heading into districts? I mean, a lot of momentum right now for you guys.
Yeah, I think right now this team's playing as well as any team ever had at this particular point. Matter of fact, I don't like this layoff coming up. I wish we could play a game on Monday, but you know.
Everything we are. The new 911.
Kerry Ryder sets the table for the Slaters. He's averaging